General Yadlin, thank you for speaking with us.
My pleasure.
How much of a game changer is the attempted assassination of the head of the military wing of Hamas, Mohammed Deif? How much will it really impact the strategic equation between Israel and Hamas?
The problems today are complicated, and there are many dimensions to any problem. So there is no silver bullet here. It's not like a chess playing that you are removing the king and it's over. But it is very important to target the leadership of the military wing of Hamas, because the military wing of Hamas is the organization that preventing now a ceasefire, preventing an agreement, and in the long run, they will be negative to any future peace process. And the fact that during the 35 days of this confrontation, they were under the ground, in the bunkers, sending the ordinary terrorists to fight, but protect themselves, is not making justice to anybody. And in a way, by removing the experienced professional terrorists from the scene, you are getting an advantage, but not a strategic winning if you don't do the other dimensions in the right way.
You mentioned Gaza underground. How much does Israel really know about what's going on underground Gaza?
I'll give you the example of the tunnels. Out of the 32 or 33 tunnels that at the end we have destroyed, we didn't know on all of them. We knew about 50% of them. And as you go inside Gaza, you know less and less. But you have to understand the rationale of how they build it. And one of the rationales that we already understood, that they are digging the tunnels under hospitals, under mosques, schools, clinics, UN positions. And it's give you a general assessment of what is going on, what is the rationale behind underground Gaza. And then you collect intelligence with all the measures that you collect intelligence, SIGINT, VISINT, HUMINT, and you have a picture. How accurate? Ask my successor.
In the past few weeks, we've heard repeated statements from the Israeli leadership that Hamas has been significantly weakened. And yet, since the ceasefire broke, Israel has been under constant rocket fire. Is this a lack of intelligence, or is the Israeli leadership misleading the public? How exactly do you explain this gap?
I think Hamas was hit hard, very hard. Strategically, there are two arms that they have prepared for years to attack Israel, to open hell on Israel, as they are saying, was the long-range rockets that Iron Dome basically removed as a threat, and the tunnels, the 30, 40 tunnels under the border that we have destroyed. So anybody who is saying that Hamas was beaten hardly, and you have to add to it the 700, 800 ordinary terrorists that were killed in the days of the ground war. So no doubt that Hamas was hit badly. However, it was not hit bad enough to surround it or to even agree to a reasonable ceasefire. And this is the difference between what they are saying about what happened to Hamas, and now you have to evaluate is this is strong enough to change Hamas behavior. It did change Hamas behavior, because if you remember the condition of Hamas in the beginning, that they will release prisoners in the West Bank, that they will go to freely to Jerusalem to pray, that Israel will not fly over Gaza, this is all gone. Or even the fact that they say first agreement, then ceasefire, and because they were hit hardly, it's now first ceasefire and then talking. It is not as strong as I recommended from the very beginning to make them agree to the arrangement of the ceasefire and to the right political move in the long run. Because the military attack is not stand by itself. Don't stand alone. You have to know what do you want to achieve as a political end. And you have to have the 2 or the 3 stages planned in the first place.
Throughout history, only in rare opportunities does a state manage to defeat an armed militia. Can Israel really defeat Hamas?
Many, many times a state was able to defeat militia. If you go to Malaysia in the 50s with the Brits, if you look to the Chechen in Russia today, there are many, many examples, even here. We defeated the terrorists of Hamas and the Al-Aqsa Brigade, the Fatah terrorists in the West Bank. Haven't took us 6 days, haven't took us 6 weeks, not even 6 months, 6 years. But they have defeated both their capabilities and their motivation. So it can be done. It can be done. Of course, if you using only military force, it is less efficient for the long run than if you're using also political tools. And one of the main lesson is, especially for the Brits, is to win the hearts and mind in the long run. We never won the hearts of mind in the Palestinians or in the West Bank, but we taught them a lesson that terror is not serving their goals, and they better use diplomatic tools. It's good for them, and terror is gone from the West Bank. So if you have the right strategy, and once again, we are going now to the beginning of the interview, not a silver bullet. There are many efforts that can be done, that should be done simultaneously, militarily, and then add the right political moves. And we will win.
General Yadlin, thank you very much.